Hello everybody, I would like to welcome you all to a short webinar about demineralization in dairy by electrodialysis. My name is Michal Dasek and I'll be your guide during the presentation. This is a summary of the presentation and I would like to start from the benefits of demineralization, as this part of the presentation is the main one which will provide you with the main message why it makes sense to demineralize dairy ingredients. After that, once you learn more about it, we can also go through other topics which are ahead of us, and I hope that you will stay with us. Firstly, it's important to say which dairy ingredients, dairy byproducts can be demineralized. Electrodialysis is a very flexible technology, so we can demineralize all types of whey, UF permeate, but also mother liquor, WPC and WPI, lactose to produce galacto-oligosaccharides, but also galacto-oligosaccharides can be demineralized after the enzymatic processes. Let's talk about the benefits which electrodialysis brings to your business. There are three main groups of benefits using ED. The first one is characterized by changing product composition. It means that you lower amount of inorganic and organic ions. It means that you remove minerals and organic acids from the feed. Thanks to that, you improve sensoric properties of your product, but also thermostability is improved. The second group of benefits using electrodialysis is wider usage of demineralized product. Demineralized products can be used in baby food and infant milk formulas, but also ice creams and yogurts are a good product for the usage of demineralized acid whey. Also, fermented milk products are very good target for doing research in this field. Bakery, confectionery are good products for UF permeate, which is demineralized by ED, and there are also other fields where you can use it, like medias for starter cultures and also in nurse nutrition. The third group of benefits is characterized by an improvement of processing parameters of other technologies treating dairy ingredients. Thanks to the removal of minerals and organic ions, you improve characteristics of evaporation, crystallization, and spray drying. Organic acids cause thickness of the whey in these technologies, and if you remove them, you also minimize costs for CIP. Thanks to that, you lower the OPEX. Thanks to the removal of minerals from all the ways you may process, you also minimize risks of calcium phosphate precipitation. Thanks to the demineralization, you also have better crystallization, which is faster, crystals are better, and also losses to mother liquor are lower. Thanks to a possibility to concentrate the stream higher than without using electrodialysis for the processing line, you can concentrate the stream, for example, instead of 54% of total solids up to 55% of total solids, and thanks to this you also lower the cost for operating spray dryers. Also, thanks to the removal of organic acids from the stream, you minimize the downtimes needed for CIP, and as a result of this, you lower OPEX for this technology. Electrodialysis is also a good technology for increasing thermostability of ingredients like WPC and WPI. Mega developed a new technology for increasing its thermostability without need of using ion exchange columns. This technology is called softening ED. Softening means replacing multivalent ions by monovalent ions. Thanks to this removal, the coagulation of proteins is reduced, and also denaturation and aggregation are minimized. And as a result of this, the thermostability is increased. Thanks to this, shelf life is extends, and also the processing of WPC and WPI are more effective. The methodology we used for measuring thermostability of WPC and WPI after our technology is 100 milliliters of sample with required total solids content and heated and kept at 90 degrees of Celsius for 6 minutes. The characteristic of aggregation and fluidity were significantly better after treating the feed by our technology. You can compare it with a standard commercial WPC 80, which was not treated by our softening ED, and this is a column where the results from our technology are shown. So you see, when you have 7% of total solids for that heat stability test, fluidity retained without any aggregation. When we used 8% of total solids for the test, fluidity also retained without aggregation. When we increased the total solids up to 10%, fluidity retained, but jelly appeared without aggregation. Well, you've just learned about the usage of electrodialysis and its effect on your product portfolio and technologies. If you would like to learn about our experience, let's have a look at our references and company introduction. Mega has already implemented more than 95 references. You can see that we operate globally. We have references in South America, North America, but we are also active in India, China, and Asia. But the biggest amount of projects have been implemented in Europe. This slide shows you different summary of the references we have implemented depending on the projects based on the kind of process feed in the food industry. So you can see that more than 50% of our references was designed for processing sweet whey, and the second most processed feed is acid whey. But we have also experience with casein whey processing, mozzarella, raclette, ricotta processing, and others. I would also like to stress that we have already implemented technology for protein isolate demineralization. The most often pretreatment for electrodialysis from the point of concentration is nanofiltration, as nanofiltration removes partially monovalent ions from the stream. The second most often technology for concentration is evaporation, but this is caused by the historical projects where existing whey processing line were using evaporation instead of pressure membrane processes. So these days only pressure membrane processes are used for concentrating dairy by-streams. So the reverse osmosis as a second option you can use for concentration. The whey also has different characteristics depending on the animal origin of whey. It means that different characteristics cow whey has, but also buffalo whey and goat whey, they are different in their characteristics. We have already implemented projects for these types of whey. So there are 3 projects for goat processing and also 3 projects for sheep whey processing. Also, there is a special customer who processes sheep and goat whey, which are mixed before electrodialysis. Let's move on. Brief introduction about Mega Group. Mega is a 100% Czech company with more than 30 years of production experience. We have at around 270 employees and 70 employees in R&D. Our turnover in 2021 was at around 40 million euros. Mega focuses on 3 main industrial applications. Electrodialysis can be used in water treatment, of course in dairy, but also in special applications. Special applications are considered applications which are not covered by that group of water treatment and dairy demineralization. So we can also demineralize different streams from juices production. We can standardize wine, etc. This slide shows you that Mega is all under one roof company. It means that we produce our own heterogeneous membranes, we have our own R&D, but also we design our technologies from the very beginning, and these technologies are assembled in our assembling halls before we ship them to the customer side. It means that they are fully tested, and thanks to that the commissioning of our technologies is very fast. And also we have our own service department which operates globally and ensures commissioning and also assembling of the unit on your side. The fourth topic, which is ahead of us, is about the principle of electrodialysis. Electrodialysis is electrical membrane process, so only charged components can be removed from the stream. You can see that anions go toward the anode and are transported through anionic exchange membrane. On the other hand, cations are transported through cationic exchange membrane. And it's clear that anionic exchange membrane doesn't allow two cations pass through. So thanks to this arrangement of the electrodialysis stack, you can split the stream into different streams, demineralized stream and concentrate stream, which is usually called as brine or also concentrate. So the concentrate is the stream where all the minerals from the product are trapped. Not only minerals are removed from the stream, also organic ions, organic acids are removed because they are also charged. And this is very beneficial when you demineralize acid whey. The previous slide we talked about anionic exchange membrane and cationic exchange membrane. In our technology we use heterogeneous membranes. Heterogeneous membranes have several advantages in comparison to homogeneous membranes which are used in other ED technologies. The very big advantage is, from my point of view, mechanical stability. Thanks to this mechanical stability, you can service our ED stacks on your own without need of sending the module to our side. Also, our heterogeneous membranes are stable depending on different pH, and also they have size stability, and it doesn't matter on the temperature they are put in. Thanks to this characteristic, our membranes have 4-year lifetime, so the replacement rate is very low, and in the practice you do not need to replace membranes during 1 or 1.5 years. So thanks to this you lower the OPEX of all electrodialysis technology. The next topic, which is ahead of us, is about operation of mega ED units. Shortly, I would like to say few words about the medias we need for operating our technology. We need chilled water, which should be at about 2 degrees of Celsius, because mega prefers cold process in comparison to hot processes used by other ED producers. The next stream you need for electrodialysis is process water. The process water is used for diluting the concentrate, so the concentration of minerals in the concentrate loop is stable, and thanks to this you prevent precipitation of calcium phosphate in the stream. The second water you need for operating ED unit is water for CIP. The water for CIP should be hot to increase efficiency of cleaning medias, which are sodium hydroxide and nitric acid. As you see, we do not need any special enzyme or steam for cleaning our technology, which is very beneficial regarding operating costs for our technology. As you saw at the beginning of the presentation, Mega ED is a very flexible technology. We can process different dairy by-streams, but these different dairy by-streams can be processed even during one day. So half of the day you can process sweet whey, and after that you can switch to processing acid whey. Also, we can achieve different demineralization rates during a day. It means that half of the day you can produce D50, and after that you can switch to D90. Mega electrodialysis can achieve demineralization rates which are even higher than D90. So you can also produce products which are characterized by ash content 0.5% on dry basis. All the flexibility I've just talked about is thanks to operating our technology in batch mode, in batch system. It means that the customer should have 2 tanks at least to operate the system continuously with respect to other technologies like evaporation, crystallization and spray drying. The tank is being filled by NF whey retentate, and once the tank is filled, you can start processing the feed by electrodialysis. One batch should last maximum 4 hours to minimize microbiological growth, because 4 hours is the limit for the temperature of 15 degrees of Celsius for very low microbiological growth. Once it is demineralized, once you achieve the demineralization rate you require, you can start discharging the process to further technologies. After that, the second tank is ready to be demineralized, and once it is demineralized, you can start discharging it. Within that time, the first tank was discharged and can be cleaned by standard CIP mode. The third tank is good regarding good flexibility in operating the technology. So the first tank is filled now, the second tank is under the CIP, and the third tank was demineralized. It was faster now because you achieved only D70 in the third tank, and it doesn't need so much time to achieve D70 as in case of D90 in the previous tanks. This slide shows you benefits of batch system. You can see that thanks to using batch system, you have better traceability of the product. Also, using a batch system allows you process the feed at a lower temperature. Electrodialysis can be operated from 8 up to 15 degrees of Celsius in the dairy. But also we have applications where the higher temperature is required, especially in the sugar industry. So the higher temperature, the higher viscosity of the stream is, and it's beneficial for this kind of applications. Thanks to using batch system, you compensate the lower conductivity caused by the lower temperature, and also the product stays maximum 4 hours in the loop. Thanks to using batch system, you can also switch the polarity of electrodes, and not only polarity of electrodes is switched, but also all the loops in the technology are switched. So from the product loop you have a concentrate loop, and from the concentrate loop you have a product loop. I've just mentioned something like changing of polarity during the process after each batch. This operation we call reversation. It means that you change the polarity of electrodes after each batch, and thanks to this you minimize scaling and fouling, and you prolong lifetime of membranes. Also it works like CIP during a day. It means that you can also lower consumption of CIP chemicals, and the product loss are minimized due to the good timing of all the process. But another benefit is that there is a much worse environment for microbiological growth during the process, because microbes do not like if you change their environment very often. So in our case, this environment is changed after each 4 hours. Thanks to a lower temperature used during the process, thermal aging of all main consumables is lower. Thanks to this, the replacement of them is lower, and you save money for replacing them, and for operating and the operation of the unit is significantly cheaper than in case of warm and hot processes. Thanks to lower losses of the product during the demineralization, you have lower BOD and COD in wastewater, so also it's not so demandable for the treatment as in case of high BOD and COD content in your wastewaters. Mega strongly prefers and recommends the cold process for dairy application based on its research. We also supply technologies for hot processes, as I've already said, but these technologies are used for other industries like sugar industry. The last topic which is ahead of us is a mega portfolio supplied to the dairy industry. Mega manufactures pilot units, but also nanofiltration and mainly electrodialysis systems. Starting from piloting, here you can see what we provide to our customers regarding the research and pilot trials. Here you can see a portfolio of the units we provide for testing and for piloting. The unit on the left is a laboratory unit which is used for stop-and-go tests. It means that we use this technology for the new products which are new for us, and we must be sure that the stream can be processed by electrodialysis without any risks regarding destroying the technology. The units on the right side are definitely bigger, and they can process hundreds of liters per day. So these units are used for customers who want us to provide them with special process warranties like mineral profile, deep demineralization, etc. And the laboratory unit on the left can process several liters per day. This slide shows us that Mega has also a good portfolio of industrial units, starting from a small unit called P15, which can be supplied with one module or up to 2 modules, and on the left side is the newest unit for the dairy industry, which is designed with extensibility in mind. It means that it can be supplied with 2 stacks and extended step by step up to 10 stack unit. The heart of electrodialysis is a module. Mega uses modules called EDR20 with 200 membrane pairs. Mega uses vertical design, which has several benefits. 2 main ones are better hydrodynamic and cleaning properties, which goes hand in hand with no bubbles in the module, because the inlet to the module is from the bottom, so all the potential bubbles are pressed out from the module. In general, Mega EDR modules have low internal leakages, and this new module has very minimized leakages in comparison to the previous generation. All our EDR20 modules have automatic rinsing, improved cleanability, and also can be serviced on site. Well, we went through all the topics which were prepared for the presentation. I would like to say thank you for your attention, and I hope to hear from you soon.